So I'm in the backyard of K Contemporary Gallery in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and they have this wonderful sculpture garden that displays a lot of my work. And I'm going to talk a little bit about Tatanka Ska, which is a really special piece for me. It's one of the first collaborations that I did with Dr. Robert J. Lang. He folded this originally out of a single uncut square of paper using a technique called duogami. So one side of the paper was silver and the other side was white. There were only one piece of paper, no cuts, and he was able to engineer the fold so that half of the bison would show one side of the paper, the other half would show the other side of the paper, except for the horns and the eyes, which continues to kind of blow me away to this day. This is a very small edition. It's a piece that we did originally for one of our Origami in the Garden exhibitions, and it was so popular that I decided to go ahead and make a few pieces in this stainless steel edition. I only made one because it's such an expensive and labor-intensive process. Out of the 6, I only made 1 out of the 6 at this point, but the only one that's available is here at K, and it's a really exquisite casting in museum quality stainless steel. The front of the bison is powder coated, and each of these little areas were masked in order to reveal and sort of show the truth of the material in the stainless steel. The title Tatanka Ska is based on a Lakota language. It's not my native language. I grew up in Oklahoma, though, where I grew up hearing a lot of stories about the white buffalo and the symbolism and the peace and the leadership that it brought, and the story of this buffalo, this sacred bison, brought to some of the Plains Indians. And so it's always been something that's on my mind, and that the white buffalo in translation comes across as Tatanka Ska. Tatanka meaning buffalo and Ska meaning white, or sky, like a white cloud. And it's a really incredible sacred story for those people, and I'm not really, you know, I don't have the place to really tell it, but it was told to me, and there were things that really made an impact on my life. What I can say is that the stories of the buffalo are really inspiring, and one of the most inspiring ones for me is the story of the storm, and how when a storm comes rolling off the Rocky Mountains or over the plains, buffalo will turn towards the storm and run right at it. They will face their fear and the oncoming storm, and they will run through it. And the benefit of that is that they run through the storm and they suffer less. And I think in life we have a lot of opportunities where suffering is coming at us, where there's a challenge coming at us, and we can run, or we can face it and head on into it. And when Europeans brought cattle into North America, they noticed this behavior, and they struggled with it because European cattle will actually run away from the storm, and it causes the cowboys as well an enormous amount of suffering, because they have to go chasing them, and when you run with a storm, the suffering is longer, right? So there's this wisdom from nature, and that's something that inspires me and that I study a lot, and it comes in and out of my work in different places, and this is a really important symbol for me that helps me remember to stay positive and face my fears and work through things.